Hey guys, it's me, Muddy, coming to you today with a tip about keeping your Zoom meeting safer by using something I call a Zoom lobby. So, if you remember when Zoom became very popular at the beginning of the pandemic, there was lots of cases of Zoom bombing, people coming into Zoom meetings with the sole intention of disrupting your meeting, and it sucked. And so anytime that you have a public Zoom meeting where you are putting the link out there for people to find the meeting, you run the risk of having people show up who are not intended guests, right? People coming to disrupt the meeting. So this is a way to help keep that meeting safer. And here's the whole idea. You are probably familiar with breakout rooms. If you've used Zoom, you're probably familiar that you can set up breakout rooms. And typically the way they're used is to send people off to have small group discussions. And then after that, a certain time, people come back to the main meeting, main room. But there's another way. There's lots of creative ways to use breakout rooms. And that's the gist of how we're going to be using this. We set up a breakout room called the meeting room, and that's actually where the meeting takes place. So the main meeting, the main room, we use it like a lobby. And so here's how it works. When the person who's going to be the lobby attendant starts the Zoom meeting before anyone else shows up, okay? So they get in the Zoom meeting and they set up the breakout rooms. And there's one particular setting that you're going to want to choose when you set up the breakout room. I'll show you that in just a minute. The other thing that's useful is to turn on the waiting room in Zoom, right? So when someone comes to your meeting, bing, first thing they do is show up in the waiting room. And you can see from the lobby, from the main room, you can see a list of people, a list of participants that are in the waiting room waiting to get into the meeting. And so typically what we'll do is bring one person into the meeting, the main room, which we're using like a lobby, bring one person in, and I'll be in there. Hey, welcome to the meeting. My name is Muddy, and this is the lobby. Our actual meeting is happening in a breakout room. I'm getting folks checked in, and I'll send you into the meeting room in just a minute. If you would, turn on your camera, wave hello, ask them to unmute, say hello. Okay, hey, is this your first time in the meeting? What brings you here? You can have a little interaction with that person. And for the meetings where we really want to make sure that it's safe and that we know everyone is there, we ask them to turn on their camera. You don't need to keep your camera on for the whole meeting, but I need you to turn your camera on as I'm getting folks checked in. That's part of the safety check. They turn the camera on, you see it's a person you either expect to be at the meeting or a person that seems safe, right? And it's like, okay, good, you're all checked in. Let me move you into the meeting room. And then I have the breakout rooms in front of me, and I manually, boop, put them into the breakout room, and then they go in and they're part of the meeting. They're part of the meeting room. I can also have a second breakout room set up if somebody needs a little more assistance. They don't know how to turn their camera on, they can't unmute. If I have a second person, I can create a little help desk and send them into the help desk. Hey, no problem. Looks like you're having a little trouble. Before I send you into the meeting room, let me send you into the help desk and someone can help get you squared away, right? So it's a place where you can spend a little extra time with someone because I find the safest way to use the Zoom lobby is to bring people in one at a time, right? Because if you bring everybody in from the waiting room at the same time and someone is there with the intention of disrupting the meeting, they could disrupt the lobby. And that's what I'm trying to prevent is disruption. So typically I'll send a little message to the waiting room, say, hey, we'll be right with you. We're getting folks checked in. But I want to bring people in kind of one at a time and pretty quickly move through them and get them moved into the meeting room. So there was one meeting, I was helping to manage the Zoom lobby, and there was someone who kept coming every week to disrupt the meeting. So I actually set up a third room, which was like Zoom jail. I wrote padded room on here, but it could be an extra room, a special room, meeting room 2. You can call it whatever you want. But when this person showed up, I'd be like, oh, hey, okay, good to see you. Let me get you moved into the meeting. and I'd put them in the padded room. I'd put them in Zoom jail by themselves, and they can't disrupt anyone in there. There was he sat in there for 45 minutes one time, just unmuting and yelling, but there was no one else in there. So no problem. The meeting went on completely fine. Everyone was safe. And what I can do, if I also want to be in the meeting as well as helping to run the lobby, all I need is a second device. So I can take a phone or another computer and join the meeting, get moved into the meeting room, and then I could have my phone or a second computer just sitting in the meeting room so I can actually be part of the meeting as well as kind of manning the lobby or attending to the lobby. So let me show you the one setting in Zoom. What you may notice is this video right now, I'm actually recording in a Zoom meeting. And I want to show you that when you go to set up breakout rooms, in this example, I set up 3 rooms and I said that I'm going to assign people manually. And then I changed the names of the room to meeting room, help desk, and then I just called Zoom jail extra room, right? Sometimes I like to create an extra room that I may need or I may not, but it's nice to have it there in case I do it, in case I need it. Okay, here's the magic. You want to click on options down here. So I'm on a PC right now. On a Mac, it's similar. You're going to open the breakout room options. This is the setting that says allow participants to return to the main session at any time. I want to uncheck that meeting. If you've ever been in a breakout room, you probably remember in the bottom corner, there's usually an option that says leave room or leave breakout room. And if I click that, it'll bring me back to the main room, the main session. In this case, if I put somebody in a room, I don't want them to be able to just move themselves back to the lobby. So that's why I'm going to uncheck this that says allow participants to return to the main session. Nope, negative. And then I can open the rooms. I can open all the rooms and all of the, if I keep this breakout room dialog box open, anybody that comes into the meeting will show up here as unassigned at the top, and then I can assign them to the meeting room. So in the case of this public meeting that I'm describing, everybody is in the meeting room, right? So rather than breakout rooms where you split people up into multiple breakout rooms, I'm actually moving everybody into the meeting room because that's where we're having the meeting. The meeting is happening in a breakout room that I've just called the meeting room. And I'm using the main room as the Zoom lobby. So that's the way you can keep a meeting safe, by using breakout rooms in a creative way to, after you get everybody checked in, verified, move them into the meeting room. Okay, hopefully that is helpful. Good luck on your next public meeting, keeping the meeting safe. Cheers.